marriage license. How much?
$35 maybe.
Okay, and the wedding ring and the preacher, how much?
500 maybe.
Whatever. Okay, because of that, he bought you. He owns you, right?
Correct. I can be washing dishes or doing something and it's constantly yelling, get me this, get me that. I have to stop whatever I'm doing. If I'm taking a bath, I have to stop that. No. You know?
To do what? Stop that to
because
do what?
To get something that he wants.
Okay.
It could be, okay, he makes me light his cigarettes. Bring him his cigarette, light his cigarette, his drinks, his socks. He's very, very demanding. I have to run his bath water, set his clothes out, and if it's not the correct clothes, he'll throw them at me.
Does he do those things for you, Melissa?
No, he doesn't.
He does not.
He's not a sentimental person like birthdays, Valentine, Christmas. I get nothing.
And you are given, you don't have access to the money in the family. You're given $10 a week.
Correct.
Okay. Now, $10 a week does not allow you to do your hair. You can't go out with friends. Where are you going to go?
I have to account for everything that I spend. If I go to the store and buy me a shirt or a pair of pants,
it's humiliating, isn't it?
He gets very mad because I spent the money, and so I take it back. I take it back.
So how are you getting clothes?
From friends.
From friends, they give you things that are left over. How long have you been married to Jimmy?
3.5 years.
Okay. Now, in this 3.5 years, you've gained a lot of weight, right, from being depressed?
Yes, I put on about 80 pounds because the only pleasure I get is through being able to eat something.
Melissa, what does Jimmy say when you tell him how you feel?
If I don't like it to leave, it's his way or the highway.
You also said that you don't think that he loves you as much as you love him.
One time I was in the hospital in CCU, and I was in critical condition, and he come in my room and asked me. We were talking, and he said that he had never loved me. And
wait, you're in the hospital in critical condition, and he came in to tell you he didn't love you?
Yes, that he never loved me.
Why? What was that about? A lot of chores. Big list of chores. Like what?
Well, let me think. He gets up in the morning, and from the second he wakes up, it's have this done, have that done.
Clean and clean the dogs, clean the house from top to bottom, make fresh iced tea.
If I've done
keep it coming, have dinner ready the minute he walks in the door.
And like I'm supposed to read his mind. When
he won't call to say he's on his way.
No, I'm supposed to be a mind reader, and I'm supposed to be able to tell
when he's coming
home.
But he doesn't call to say it.
No, and then he jumps on me for it when he's in the door.
He criticizes
totally.
Everything you do.
Everything. He
also says, I'm the man, you do what I want you to do.
I'm the man. I say, well, have a little respect. If you show me some respect, I just need a little respect. I just need a little, and then things would be easier.
All right, let's bring Michael out. Michael, come on out.
Because I want to.
You're a pig.
Michael.
So are you. So are you. You don't know me. Don't judge me. I don't judge you. Don't judge me.
Michael.
Well,
She's beautiful and she don't
yeah, that's right. She is a beautiful lady. But that's none of your concern. You don't run my household, lady. Hey, she ain't gonna be talking that.
Michael, your wife is upset about the way you treat her.
We're women.
She says she feels like you're a slave. What do you say to that?
No, I expect everything to be done in my house when I come home. She's not my slave, but she will clean my house and do things and run all my errands and take care of things that I'm not going to do. That's what I expect. I make all the money in my family, and I take good care of my wife, and she will do what I say
Why
do.
do you expect those things?
Simple as that.
So
Why do you expect those things?
Because that's the way it is.
Was your father that way?
That's right.
What did your mother die of?
My mother didn't die.
Mother,
Is she still around
Yeah.
doing those things?
That's right.
Okay, what are the things you expect Vesta to do for you?
I expect her to have my meal ready, my
any
clothes
time of
clean,
the day.
my trash out of my
Without
house,
even
my
telling
yard, my
me.
car's washed. I don't have time for those things. I work 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. I don't have time for that stuff.
but when you walk in, you're on me.
Why,
That's right, I am.
why can you not light your own cigarettes? Why can you not light your own
Oh, I
cigarettes?
can't light my own cigarettes.
You're strong enough to do construction
right.
work. Why can't you light your own cigarettes?
I can't light my own cigarettes. But, she's convenient. I have her do it.
Yeah, but why do you walk in the house and I make tea and an hour later?
Why do you need somebody to fill your glass?
I just do it.
Why?
Well,
Because I'm the
why?
maid, and I'm told when he gets home. I'll tell you, this is okay. I can make tea for this man for
17. Her fiancé, David. David's an older person. He's 33. He already treats her like she's his servant and makes her wait on him hand and foot. Trisha, tell me how he makes you feel like a slave.
Well, together we have 5 kids.
5 children.
Well, they're not mine. They're not. I've got 2, and I just had
5 children at 20 years of age that's a lot,
and I just had a baby.
right?
And the day I got home from the hospital, he was like, "The house needs to be clean. You know, I need food in my gut. You know." And it's like, I mean, I just walked through the door. Period. You know.
From coming home from the hospital.
Yeah.
They don't let you stay too long in the hospital these days, no.
No.
So, also, it's clean the house when you're just walking in from the hospital.
And it's like right before he goes to bed, fluff his pillow, pull his blanket back. And it's like he's got animals, right? I'm not even allowed to have a dog, but he can have an 8-foot-long Colombian boa, 2 other snakes, rats, a turtle. They're in my living room and my kitchen. You know, and it's like I tell him clean them because the rats smell. You know, they start smelling like ammonia. And he's like, well, if you want sex, you'll clean them. It's ridiculous. I mean, you know, things like that hurt, you know?
After his shower, she has to have his clothes washed and laid out for him. He needs to know who's on the phone
Yeah, it's
all
like
the
somebody
time.
calls for me or something, and I'm sitting there talking. He's like, who's on the phone? And if I don't say something, he gets real mad.
If he doesn't like what you cook for dinner, you have to stop, make something else. Start all over again. And the names that he calls you?
Oh, I'm no good. I'm worthless. I'm a bitch. I'm a tramp. Every name you could think of, that's me.
Now, unlike Jimmy, you had to buy your own engagement ring. Jimmy is beginning to look good to us. He paid for the ring. Why would he not buy you an engagement ring?
Because he didn't want to spend his money.
He didn't want to spend his money. David, come on out. David, what would be the increase in expenses if you're living together now if you got married? What financially is the difference?
Just the responsibilities.
But you
More
have the same
responsibilities.
responsibilities now.
I'm not ready.
Ah, that's different than if you can
I'm not
afford
ready to
it.
get married.
Okay, that's different though than you can
Why should I
afford it.
get married before I'm ready? I mean, what, to cause a divorce?
Okay. No,
Well,
I'm
divorce
just
rate
asking.
is high enough in the U.S., right?
Well, I'm glad you're helping it out. Stay home and take care of her children, her husband. But her husband, Chad, she says, takes advantage of her to the point that she really does feel like the maid. Now, in her case, she had a cesarean section last year, and when she came home from the hospital, he said to her, unload the car and P.S. bring me a Coke. So with the stitches, that's a bit much. We got to ask him about that. Kim, what's going on with Chad besides this? I know he likes you to get up in the middle of the night and make some snacks, right?
He wants me to do everything. There is nothing he will do for himself. Everything is my responsibility.
Will not lift a finger with the kids or
Nothing.
for himself?
If I can't even he won't even hold one for me to go to the restroom. If I do, it's a crime. I'm not to do that.
Now,
I carry my son with me when I go to the restroom.
What is this thing about laying out their clothes? They don't appear to be well dressed to me. Why?
Well, I tell you, he is well dressed because I do lay out his clothes.
But why can't a grown man? I mean, I honestly
He
stopped
works
laying
nice.
out.
If I let him come in and lay out go get his clothes and put them out, he's going to wake up my babies. I work hard to keep them through the day, and they need the rest at night, and he will not come in and do that. I tell him, you lay them out before you go to work.
Yes.
I have enough to do myself.
Why can't a grown man lay out his own clothes?
Why can't he take responsibility for what we're doing? Why can't he help with the kids he wanted to have? I'm a true believer in family value. He has none. I feel he don't.
Right.
My kids are my world, and he wants to take that away from me too. I can't even take them to Walmart or to McDonald's, what have you, without him paging me, calling me, even long distance, paging me anywhere I go. I can't go anywhere with my kids.
Why does he need to do? That's a sign of great.
It's a self-control. He has to have the upper hand. He wants the authority. That's the whole thing. He's got the authority, and he likes to show it off. We're trophies to him.
Right. Kim, you say that Chad gets mad when gets really bad when his family comes over. What is
The thing
this?
is that is
now
like
that's his family.
It's his
We're not
family.
talking about your family.
Well, no, I try not to have my family over too much. I don't like them to see that side of it. I do have kids, and I respect the fact that they're there. But no, when he comes and he invites his family, he wants the upper hand, like I said before. He wants me to do everything. He wants to show his family he's all that and then some. And if I don't do it, he will embarrass the hell out of me.
What does he do to embarrass the hell out?
He'll just comments. You know, well, get up. I'm the man. I work. You don't do anything but clean the house and keep the kids. Like that's not enough. Nothing. He's never satisfied. I could fly to the moon and back for him, and it wouldn't be enough.
Wouldn't be enough.
It would never be enough. He wanted a son. He got a son. That wasn't enough.
But showing off in front of the family is...
That's what he wants. He wants the attention. I can't even... When my kids need attended to, it's him first. If I'm changing diaper, hurry up. If my little girl's got homework, do it later. You know, and my kids come first. If he needs anything, I'm to drop whatever I do and do it. Friends calling on the phone, he's cussing profanity in the background. I'm not to talk on the phone when he's there. That's his time. That way, if he's thirsty, needs a towel, needs jeans, whatever he needs, I'm there right there to do it.
Let's bring out Chad. As Shakespeare is from Beavis and Butthead. I mean, it is, and obviously the women think their husbands aren't exactly great. What do you tell these men about their behavior? I mean, we started with, up there at the beginning with Jimmy, and Jimmy says, I think all that kissing and hugging and stuff is... What was your words? Not necessary, bad news, whatever.
Well, it's not. It's just not my style.
Not your style, okay? Toby, one of the things you said, always show affection. Kisses strengthen the marital bond. So what do you say to him about strengthening or not strengthening?
Well, I would tell him that physical affection should be practiced every single day. Every single day. You start out the day with a kiss. You end the day with a kiss. And in between, there's an awful lot of hugging going on. When you get home from work, when you're on your way to work.